Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
And hello and welcome to episode 152 of On The Bench, the podcast for scale modelers by scale modelers, all about scale models. And this episode is being brought to you by Jeremy Diamond, who is elected to help support us by becoming a patron of the show. You too can help support the show, just like Jeremy, by going to www.patreon.com/onthebench. And pledge any amount from as little as $1 per month upwards. Your support greatly helps us with our hosting and production costs. And of course, when you become a patron, you get a free On The Bench sticker. And hello and welcome to the show. And in the studio, I've got Ian.
G'day Dave, g'day Julian, g'day listeners.
G'day Julian. Julian's in the show. Let me start again. Julian is also in the studio.
Yeah, I am in here.
How are we, gents?
Because I wasn't on the last one, right?
Well, you elected not to come along to Canberra, and it is just as well you didn't, because if you had have gone up with us, you wouldn't have been coming back with us, because we bought that much stuff that we couldn't have fitted you in the car on the way home.
Yes, I went a bit ballistic with my money.
Did you? Tell the story what happened Saturday night.
Well, Saturday night. I spent Saturday just basically spending a buttload of money at Spec Mods.
Yeah.
Must have spent $600 with that crowd and all other stuff. And then the guys there in Canberra at the Canberra Model Club.
Peter Davis, and we're out with Clayton Ockerby and
so many great
couple
guys.
of other boys.
Yeah.
Did a little bit of a pub crawl.
Oh yeah, it was a great night. Definitely hit the bourbons. It was a good night. And it got to about 11 o'clock, I think it was, and I thought, I'll shout everyone a drink, and got a big armful of drinks and went to pay, and my card got declined because I went over my limit. It's like, whoops. Obviously, I've had a good day.
Oh, dear.
So out with another card.
you know you can change your daily limit on your card.
Oh, yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to go so bananas with my money. But it was a great show.
It was.
Absolutely fantastic.
And it seems like ages since we've been in the studio, doesn't it?
It's been 4 weeks.
Yeah, I know, but it seems longer than that.
It does. It's
Seems
been a
longer.
long time. It feels like it, yeah.
Well, more so for you, because, you haven't seen us since...
Well, except for model club meetings, but
Oh, we had the club Christmas party. Went to a lovely cafe called the Naked Racer.
Yep.
would you call it a cafe?
Well, okay, it's sort of like a...
/ motorcycle museum, eatery,
yeah,
bar, live music.
one of those theme places.
Yeah.
And
It's pretty cool, though. I enjoyed it.
It was actually really cool.
Yeah. Definitely have to go there again.
Until the band started playing, which was...
Well, there's nothing wrong with the band.
Well, they weren't that good either. Anyway, that was a good time.
Yeah.
Yes, I enjoyed it.
So what have we been doing since? Julian, you start first, because it's been ages.
Well, I've been doing very little.
Right, okay, there we go.
No, I've been sort of worrying about some car stuff at the moment. Actual car stuff, not my model cars.
Real car stuff.
Yeah. So, I really need to do my brakes. I also do need to do my timing belt.
Money.
Yeah, sort of. Enough money that I would do it myself. Because timing belt on my car is not easy.
No.
I got to pull the valve cover off.
No, usually that's time to get someone else to do that sort of stuff. If things go wrong.
No, my dad, my old man's a mechanic, so
Oh, yeah, that's handy.
yeah,
That's very bloody handy, to be honest.
yes,
That's really good.
yeah. But I mean, and like you got to get access to the timing belt. You got to remove the valve cover off the top, and then on the front, you got to remove all the stuff off the front. And there's like 3 plastic covers that go over it on the front.
God.
I used to do all that stuff when I was a teenager, but nah, couldn't be bothered now.
I remember when I was younger, I had the old 73 Fairlane. You could actually just sit inside the engine bay and work on it. It was that
the room in
big.
there.
And that was even with the big 351. I could still sit inside the engine bay. It was a huge tank of a thing. I loved it.
A boat.
It was basically land yacht. It was great fun. So you've been getting no modelling done, I gather.
Oh, not really. I haven't been all that enthused, to be honest, because I keep thinking about car models, and at the moment I'm on these sci-fi things. So I got some progress in last night, but not a whole lot.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to do the gauges on the Falker, and they're all individual decals rather than.
That's not
one
too
piece.
bad. That's not too bad of individual.
Yeah, but I know, but it's still annoying because of the circular gauges, and you got to make sure they're rotated at the correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there many, or
and they got to fit into like
the
raised,
bevels?
the raised bevel things.
Yep.
Yeah, and so I hope I don't have to trim the edges on a tiny circle.
good decal setting solution will put them in place anyway.
I guess.
Definitely.
Yeah. Other than that, not a whole lot.
So no models purchased.
I've got my my 3D printer mostly set up now.
Oh, cool.
Still need to run some power to it. Still need to put in some lighting. Found a dark corner of the garage, and it's so dark. I couldn't even put them in there without turning on the mains lighting, which never gets turned on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's got.
So like a little grotto.
Oh yeah, it's so dark. I can't believe that a place is that dark in the back of the garage, because there's no, there's like what do you call it, corrugated iron roofing, and when the roof got redone a while back, the ones that were transparent for lighting during the day got removed.
Ah, so you got none of the
No natural lighting.
No
yeah,
natural lighting coming
But that's
through.
fine. I'm happy with that. I can just put in a lamp there or something. But it means I got to put in a lamp. I also want to get some of those silicon trays that you get at like pet stores, so I can catch any
Overflow.
Yeah, if accidents happen.
Yes, and they do.
Got to plan for the worst. But yeah, I'm looking forward to printing some things.
Yep.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, I might have to give you a list.
A list. You just bought like that many bloody
No, I mean like other things.
other things.
Yeah, accessories rather than.
Oh, accessories. Okay.
Yeah.
I've got some rockets I want you to print off for me.
I saw an article the other day about Games Workshop was saying these aftermarket miniatures, third-party miniatures are ruining Warhammer.
No, they're not. They're ruining your money. You're not getting as much money in anymore because your stuff is so overpriced.
I would wager that so when it comes to piracy, it's been proven time and again that it's not really a case of money. When they claim that we lost $300 million on this movie of sales, what it really is we can't be bothered meeting the demands of our customers overseas, because usually what happens is they don't. This is how piracy's tailed off quite a lot, right, in recent times, because now everyone can just jump on Netflix, right?
That's right.
Right? But before that, everyone used to pirate movies all the time. And people used to pirate movies not because they couldn't afford it or didn't want to afford it. It's because it wasn't available.
Yeah.
You'd know that a film had come out in the US. Back in the 90s, you would know that a film came out in the US and it'd be 6 months to a year before it came out here.
Yeah.
Right?
And everyone else is talking about it, and they're all spoiling the ending and all that. And
Whereas nowadays we're getting them the same time they're released all around the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically all that whole
And
era...
sometimes even before.
Yeah.
All that whole era where they were suing people for piracy and stuff, that was really just a stopgap measure before the infrastructure was in
And
place
streaming came in,
to deliver it to the customers that wanted it but couldn't get it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so,
Ian,
lovely.
what have you been up to?
Well, I'm still not airbrushing. I'm still waiting on my needle, which is now, I've been told, getting sent expressed from Japan.
So you've got 3 airbrushes.
Yep, I've got me big old super cheap auto whopper that I use for undercoating.
Yep.
I've got an airbrush that only ever gets used for metallics.
Right.
And then I've got my Gunze, 700 freaking special thing with a .018 needle, like super fine.
How long have you been waiting now?
About 3-4 weeks.
Why not just go and buy another airbrush?
No.
Why not? You can never have enough airbrushes.
I know you can never have enough airbrushes, but I'm actually doing... This is pushing me into another genre of modelling,
Which is what?
figure painting.
Okay. And how many figures have you done since your airbrush has been
I've
dead?
been working on the Andrea Miniatures Space Hunter, which is their version of the Predator.
Right.
And I've started a new one, which I've actually just pinned everything together and cleaned it all up, which is Tengoku, which is a bust of... I'm trying to remember the company name. Can't remember the company name, but it's a decent sized bust of a Japanese Tengu demon, but he's been cyberpunked.
Ah.
So he's got the big long nose, and his whole face is all like a metal mask, and he's got like a metal arm, and his 2 samurai swords hanging off the side, and that's going to look really cool.
It does look pretty cool.
Going into all the reds,
Yeah.
so there'll be lots of reds in that one.
And it's got wings on the back, right?
Yeah, he's going to have black raven wings on the back.
And how much have you painted?
Nothing. I've just been cleaning him up, getting him ready for undercoating.
Okay. All right.
And looking at all my other figures and going, oh, geez, I wouldn't mind starting that one. Then going on YouTube and going down the rabbit hole of YouTube, the really good figure painters, and going, oh, so that's how they do.
So you're doing the whole torso red, right?
Yeah, everything's going to be red, but different reds.
You should do like a semi-gloss on the robotic arm so it looks more metallic.
I was actually thinking about maybe even go on colour shift. Red gold colour shift on the metallic parts.
Have a look at some of the SMS colour shift paints. It'd be
I've got a heap
perfect.
of colour
There you
shift
go.
paints as it is.
Yeah, perfect.
So, but yeah, it's because
very good.
I spent so much. I bought so many things at Canberra.
Didn't we both?
Yeah.
Actually, you went nuts more than I did. I was restrained.
Yeah, well, I've got to admit, I got some good bargains at the swap, and they have a really interesting swap and sell there.
Yeah, they do.
They allow about 20 people in at a time,
Yeah.
and you got the tables. You got like an area you can just wander around. It's like going to IKEA. You just got to basically follow your nose around and grab what you want, and then you just go to the end, and there's a couple of guys on the table there, and you put it down, and they mark out whose kit that belongs to and what they were selling it for, and then you pay there, and so there's no haggling.
And that's the only problem I have with that system, because you're not dealing directly with the person who's selling it. You can't haggle.
But then again, the prices were pretty reasonable. Like I picked up, was it the TACOM 350 scale German airship Zeppelin? I think it was about $30. And also the big bargain for me was the 1:144 scale platinum edition, which comes with photo etch and brass of the Fletcher class destroyer. That was about $150, $160. That's dirt cheap.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was like, oh, cool, grabbing that. Got no idea I'm going to put it,
Let alone when you're going to build it.
when I'm going to build it. But
Yeah.
it's everything there. I don't need to buy anything for it.
Yeah.
Maybe you get Julian to print up some 144 scale figures.
If they even have them though, because
Oh,
that kind of thing is very specific.
No, but you can just get like 1/72 scale figures and scale them down.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's stuff around.
Yeah, but there's not enough variety. That's the problem, right? So like when you buy, like for example, the North Star ones, I think you got.
North Star's hard
Like you
to
got
get
all
now.
the-
ever since the Ukraine war, trying to get North Star products is nearly impossible.
But yeah, you know what I mean, right? Like
Yeah.
there's like lots of different figures. They're all in like proper uniforms and they're all in different poses.
Well, now there's a Chinese company that does them all, and they're cheaper.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
And I've been buying tons of them. Like I think the Yorktown. Once I finally get around doing that, I think I must have nearly about 1,100 figures for that so
Wow.
far. Just been buying. Like, new sets come out of US.
You'll
Navy
you'll
sailors,
have
I'll
so many
grab that.
figures. You'll exceed the crew.
Well, that'll take a year just to paint the figures.
You'll exceed the number of crew that was actually aboard the ship.
Well, then I've got extras for the next kit. But yeah, what about you, Dave? What have you been working on?
I finally finished the Hawk, although there's
Really cool. I'll have to look at that later.
Although there's a mistake in it, the engine
No,
nacelles.
don't say that.
Yeah, the engine nacelles at the very end, they're ran the wrong way, and
How'd you do that?
I don't know. And I've tried wriggling them off, but I can't get them off, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I might just leave it and go, that's it. So, anyway, I'll think about it. Because I've been away, so I haven't had much time to do any modelling. So that's done now and finished, so I can put that aside. And I might paint, that book I got off you, that...
the Chris Foss book.
The Chris Foss book, yeah. So I'll dive in that tomorrow and paint the other kit that's ready to be painted up.
Oh, you finally paint that tank?
No, not the tank.
Oh, that
flying,
weird Japanese flying thing, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll paint that up tomorrow once I've settled on a colour scheme. And it's pretty
What
much
about Black Friday? You guys buy anything Black Friday?
No, not a thing.
Nah, I bought enough stuff.
I was tempted.
Nah, I've got enough stuff.
Because I know Spec Mods had this really cool figure set that I was looking at going, that looks pretty good. It was like a cave girl, but with two raptors. And I thought, that looks pretty cool.
Julian, you must have bought something.
No, I haven't yet. But
okay.
I still might because the sale's still running, I believe.
How can it be Black Friday and it's Saturday and it's still
I
running?
don't know.
Well, it's still Friday in America.
It's all loose.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
And happy Thanksgiving to all of our North American listeners.
Yes.
Yes.
Munch on your turkey.
Jesus, I got into a conversation where I was saying I don't like turkey.
I don't know. You got roasted for that. You got basted and roasted. And
did, but turkey's just so dry all the time. And as the guys were over in the
we're
US,
used to having luscious chook.
yeah, as the guys in the US were saying, well, you've been getting the wrong one. Smoked turkey apparently is the best.
Smoked turkey.
Yeah,
Does it come like in a dinner jacket?
I can.
That's not bad.
Anyway, so there's an open invite there for me to come and join the guys on Thanksgiving. Just roll up to any one of their doors and.
Well, it's a bit late now, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, but maybe
Next year, just knock on their door.
And if anybody's listening,
whoa.
if anybody's listening and caught our opening sequence, there's a bit of a salute back to the boys from Kentucky because they wound us up with a picture
brilliant
of us doing drive time. And so I thought I'd just change it up a little bit. So Mike and Kentucky Dave.
Well done.
Yes.
That was great. I as soon as I saw that picture of you and me doing raising the coffee cups, it was like you looked at the picture and it's like, hey, it's morning radio.
Porch sitting, whiskey sipping hayseeds from Kentucky. In other news, we have had a soft launch of our page for all of our listeners.
Yes,
which
On
is
Your Bench.
called On Your Bench, and that was actually a name that I took as a recommendation from one of our listeners who wrote in. Sorry, I've forgotten who it was, and said, "Oh, call it On Your Bench." So you can go and join with all the fun and
frivolity.
Thank you, frivolity. Just simply search for On Your Bench, and if you can't find it on Facebook, give us or Hoy, just drop us an email or send us a message.
Send you a link.
And I'll send you a link and let you in. There is a very hard question you need to answer to get in. And it's really great to see. We've got over 600 members now.
Already, yeah. It's cracked on pretty well.
And it's really great to see everybody all chatting and communicating and showing off their... Gosh, I am blown away by the talent that's out there with our listeners. Have you seen the models that have been posting?
Yeah. It's some very incredible work.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I know.
If we had a competition just for On The Bench listeners, there's no way I would win in any of the categories because the stuff these guys are showing is just... so
insane.
I feel quite small.
Yes. Now, for those who were... actually, there was... a question that was asked on something we posted on our page on our trip back from Canberra.
Yes, was there?
Yes. And for those who are quite curious, it's quite macabre.
Oh, yes.
The final tally before I ran out of daylight was 106.
There we go. And that's just on one side of the highway.
That's on one side of the highway.
Yep.
106.
106 what?
Dead roos.
Oh.
We were bored, so we're counting roadkill on the way home. Yeah.
Okay.
But we're only limiting it to kangaroos.
Yep.
Must be a very popular kangaroo spot.
What, from here to Canberra?
Yeah.
No, just a lot of them sort of all being
Yeah.
pushed out because of the floods and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Under
the floods.
roads, yeah.
Okay.
But,
It was a lot. That was a heck of a lot. Glad we didn't hit any.
that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, they do a bit of damage.
Yeah, it was
All
a
right.
fun trip.
It was. Looking forward to next year.
We are,
We're definitely
although
going next year.
I need to find out because I've got a horrible feeling that I hope it's not. There might be a clash between either South Australia, which we've said we're going to come to, or the
New
New Zealand
Zealand.
one, which
Yeah.
we've said we're going to come to. And
So
I really
if
want to
it
get
clashes,
up
then
there.
we've got to go to either of those two, rather than head back. We'll have to wait Canberra for another year then.
Yeah, but I mean, I want to see them in a new location.
Well, we can see them in a year later
Yeah,
because
I
we
know.
promised the other two.
We have,
We can't
yes.
renege.
No, we can't renege.
We can't be bad boy. People.
No, you'll just have to split up and
You'll have to go, Julian. And,
Yeah, you go to one and we'll go to the other.
yeah,
That way you won't have to worry about how many kits we buy.
yeah.
right.
Because you know what Julian's like. He'll go to a show. There'll be so much to see, and he'll buy a paintbrush,
Yeah.
one single paintbrush. I spent big.
Well, if I was going to drive over there myself, right, there's not a lot of kits you can fit in a car my size.
You strap to the roof.
Which is good. Nah, I'm not doing that. There's nothing to tie it down to. There's no
just tape them.
tape them.
Get some gaffer tape and just tape it.
You know
Open
what?
the windows and tape it around.
You know, being the owner of an airbrush, I've often thought if I would use it to fix like a bit of paint missing on my car or a car, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then some video popped up in my feed where someone's put down some tape and cut a hole in it, the appropriate size and shape of this little tiny piece of missing paint on their car. And then they've used some stuff to fill it in, like to color it in. And they've peeled the tape away. And you think, oh, this is going to be like one of these sort of hack type things that people do. And you're like, oh, look at that. And then people go and jump in the comments and tear it apart saying, oh, it wouldn't really work if you tried to do that. Instead, you know what happens? He pulls the tape away and peels off a massive strip of paint.
I've seen that. Yeah, that's quite funny. All right, we might take a quick break. My headphones have just died, so they're going to go into the well of tears, and I've got to dig out another pair. So let's hear from SMS Paints. Back shortly. The Scale Model Supply. Certified Australian made, the Scale Model Supply has a comprehensive range of premium acrylic lacquer paints that have been specifically developed to cater to the scale modeler. Designed to use straight from the bottle, SMS Paints have taken all the guesswork out of airbrushing. Simply shake, pour and spray for a fast drying and extremely durable result. But wait, there's more. SMS have just released the new water-based range, Infinite Colour. It is the ideal paint for anyone who is into miniature painting. And with 48 colours that can be mixed to create any colour you want, the possibilities are, well, infinite. The ever-growing range of SMS paints will suit all types of model builders, be it military, aircraft, train, car, science fiction, or even Gunpla. SMS paints will have a colour to suit you. Available now through selected stockists worldwide and online at www.scalemodeler.com.au. Okay, well, welcome back, everybody. Quick chat about a fantastic book that we received a copy of, and this is the terrific work that Chris Meddings has done in his second book called Models for Ukraine Volume 2. And we've been extremely lucky to receive a digital publication version of it so that we can have a look through and show everybody. And I've got to say that if you are not purchasing this, then you can't be a modeler.
Oh, that's big words.
Because this has got some of the most amazing kits that I have seen, and it's been done by so many talented modelers. We're looking now at the Leyland Retriever by Ian Barraclough, and the work, and not only the work that's gone into the models, which is obviously top shelf, but also the fantastic print quality as well. And they step you through a whole host of different steps that they've done in actually building and producing the kits that they're actually showing. And let's not forget that the funds, all of the profits from this go towards Ukraine in helping with the people who have been displaced by that still ongoing terrible conflict that's happening over there. So if you want your copy of Models for Ukraine Volume 2, simply go over to InsideTheArmour.com and purchase your copy. Caution, they are selling really fast, so if you want a copy, I would be racing over there right now and actually ordering one.
Definitely.
Rightio. Next up, what are we going to do next?
All right, well, we'll do some listener mail.
Oh my goodness, listener mail. We have so much listener mail to get through.
Oh, that's good.
What's what happens when you're away for a period of time and then you get back and you find, and you can see all the emails sort of slowly coming in. All right, let's start with the first one, which comes from Steve Schaefer, who has written in and said, "Hey guys, just listening to episode 150 and heard your listener mail about weathering Gundam." Excuse me. Here's my weathered PGRX-72-2.
78-2.
Oh, God. It was black-based and chipped with German grey and silver paint. I also used Tamiya pastels. Much of the response I've gotten online has been, "Wow, can't believe somebody actually built that kit," through to "Blasphemy, how dare you weather that kit." Anyway, feel free to pass my kit on to the listener in question, and I'll be happy to discuss with him what I did. Take care. So, Steve actually put through some photos of what he did with his particular Gundam, and it's extremely
It's
well
very
weathered.
impressive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Does some real nice chipping and streaking effects.
And Steve, if you're listening, can you please post these two on your bench page so that everybody else also gets the opportunity to have a
definitely.
look at them? It's
Done a great job on it.
Extremely well done.
Looks great. Well done.
It's interesting. I wonder within the Gundam world there is quite a divide between weathering and just doing straight out of the box and no painting.
I think people have their preferences, but I don't think there's quite the sort of tug of war over the issue like there is in ours. You know, where you've got people like, oh, you know, planes were clean and oh, planes were dirty.
Yeah. And next letter comes from Paul Budzik, and I cop a bit of a spray from him in this letter. He writes in, "While I enjoy the snappy patter, the latest craze of changing the definition of words grates like fingers on a chalkboard. Luddite, one group of early 19th century English workmen destroying labour-saving machinery as a protest broadly. One who is opposed to technological change, the Luddites argued that automation destroys jobs." This is in relation to me calling Julian a Luddite.
No, I use the word Luddite all the time.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure it's aimed at me because I used Luddite, but I used it in the wrong context. So Paul goes on to say, "Not exactly sure how that describes someone who is not familiar with the ancient Gilbert and Sullivan opera. Although, Paul, I would say that ancient is perhaps not the correct word for a Gilbert and Sullivan, but never mind.
I know, they're pretty old.
They're not that old. Done back in the 19th century.
Yeah, we're in the 20th, Dave.
21st, actually, Ian.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Sincerely, your listener from above the equator under the influence of a different magnetic field." So,
Well said, Paul.
thanks very much, Paul. When I read it, I was drinking coffee and nearly spilt my coffee everywhere because it was quite a funny email.
I use the word, and I use it for someone who,
Doesn't like technology.
well, yeah, or at least prefers old technology, right? Not necessarily the automation portion of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll happily play fast and loose with that word because nobody uses it,
Well,
and I love it as a word.
as I always say, the English language is a living language, so it changes.
It does,
That-
yes.
Yeah.
Although
I mean, obviously we have our preferences, and like some of us would wish that some definitions remain the way they always were. But man, I tell you what, these days, people, well, not even these days. I suppose it's an eternal
Back in
thing.
my day.
Back in my day, yeah, people are always like altering the definition of words.
Yeah, it's like I'm not a fan of people go OMG and all these like they abbreviate things to letters. It's like, come on, use the English language. That's what it's there for.
Or what's that group tend to go like? They use the word like all the time. That drives me
like.
nuts.
Oh, I believe that's originally a very Californian thing.
Californian girls.
Mm.
Anyway, I'm just chuffed that Paul wrote in. Thanks,
Yeah.
mate. Really, really appreciate the email. Julian, tips on installing the Falk engine after assembly. Hi, Dave, Ian, and Julian. My name is Krista, and I'm from Gothenburg, Sweden. Been there. It's a beautiful city.
It's an old city.
Oh, I absolutely loved it there. I was there in, about 11 years ago now, I think. Mm-hmm. I had a fantastic time over there. It was great. The beer's so good too.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, beer and the food. Anyway, enough of the reminiscing. Firstly, I want to thank you for a great podcast. I'm a long-time listener. I mainly built 32nd scale aircraft now, and also in recent years started building machine Krieger kits. In a recent episode, I heard Julian talking about the engine installation on his Falk. Currently, I'm also working on the Falk, among other things, and I wanted to avoid masking the engine after installing it. I've found that if you cut off the angles on the engine parts and the small stops on the lower fuselage part, you can slide the engine in after assembly of the fuselage.
I think I know what he's talking about.
It is quite tight and a little force is needed, so the fuselage glue joint needs to be strong to prevent it from splitting. I've dry fitted the engine several times now without any mishaps, and I use regular Tamiya glue. I just wanted to share. Maybe Julian will find it useful. Thanks again for a great show.
Excellent.
And he's actually done some pictures, which is... and again, this is a great little tip, Krista, so if you could share it to our on your bench page, that would be fantastic.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Geez, he's done a great...
Oh, I love his... the old World War One style.
It's one of the Walker.
Camouflage.
It's one of the MAK Walkers.
Yeah,
and he's done the old.
That is marvellous.
Yeah, it is.
That is such a great paint job. Yeah, you got to post that one for everyone to see.
Yeah, it's well worth it.
Definitely.
Sensational. Bob Bear writes in. The voice of Bob.
Ah, yes, the voice of Bob.
Great review episode. I think you guys enjoyed going over those top 10 shows as much as I did. That worked for other reasons as well. It reminded me of the shows that I needed to go back and listen to again. I've included a picture of us at Nationals in case you needed a picture to toss your modelling knife at. Cheers, Bob Bear from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yes, we remember Bob. You're
Yes,
a
definitely.
real legend.
It's good catching up with him.
Legend,
Yeah.
great bloke.
Gee, that picture, I'm the shortest one of all of us.
Yeah, well, you are.
Yeah. Did you not know that?
Although I am the prettiest, so I'll give that.
And of course, what's Ian got in his hand?
Beer, yeah. Derek Post writes in, congratulations on the 150th. Great job, gentlemen. Been working through a lot of the back episodes while working around the garage and the house. Superb show and look forward to each episode. Cheers from Vegas.
Thank you very much, Derek.
Brad writes in, any chance that we ran into John from Mouse House when we went to Canberra? He, along with Tony O'Connor from Waverley Models, are the two Jedi Knights you should have on your show to revisit Aussie Armour. Well, there you go. Maybe...
I can't remember bumping into John.
No, I
don't know if
didn't
he was-
see him there.
Not say he wasn't there.
I didn't see him there.
We got shanghaied by a lot of different people to talk to.
We did. Definitely to chase up Tony O'Connor from Waverley, though, and have a chat to him. I think we do need to go back and talk about Aussie Armour.
Yeah.
I think we need to dive a bit more depth into that and discuss it.
Yep, it's been a while.
Next one comes from John Sug. I hope I pronounced that right, John.
Sug or Sug.
G'day, Dave, Ian and Julian. Just finished a project that's been the main thing on my bench for about 14 months.
Whoa.
I started listening to the podcast when I started this model, and your entertaining and informing conversations on our great hobby made a big part of the soundtrack in those countless hours. That said, I thought you might like to see the said project, which is my Leopard AS1 in 1/35th scale. There aren't any direct kits for the AS1, so the vast majority of the Aussie mods are scratch built, and I've thrown in a couple of pre-paint photos. Keep up the great work on the podcast and look forward to every episode. John Sugg, name John Sugg. And again, he's shown some fantastic work, and oh, geez. See, this is what I was saying about.
Yeah, that looks fantastic.
You see, look,
yeah.
you'd look at that and you think that Sam Dwyer had made that. That's how good it is.
Just look at that, and it just looks like someone's just rolled a tank into a studio.
That is absolutely
It's
stunning.
just the weathering is just superb.
I know.
Oh, I really like all those little scratches down the side skirts.
Yep, and
it
the
really
the
looks
staining.
like a vehicle that's been driving through scrub and
Yep,
bush and stuff.
that is a marvellous job.
And not only that, the detail work that he's done in the tracks there. I mean, oh, that is absolutely stunning.
Yep.
Please, John, share that
If
with...
you haven't already,
Yes.
yeah, put it on your bench for the world to see, because
Yes.
that is freaking amazing.
The world does need to
And,
see that.
Dave, just show us a quick picture of the before paint shot,
Sure.
so we can have a look and see.
I'll call that up.
Oh yeah, he's used a lot of green putty, and oh wow, he's done a heck of a lot of work with styrene. Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
No wonder it's taken 14 months to build it. That
It's
is,
pretty rare to see this level of modelling done to an Australian subject.
yeah.
Yeah, look
That
out.
is, phew, that blows my mind.
Look
Really
out,
does,
Sam
John.
Dwyer. You have got some serious competition.
That is an amazing build.
That is. I might actually keep those pictures because they are great pictures. That one is another one. Here we go. Mike Slay writes in. He's built up.
No, he hasn't.
Sorry, he hasn't. He's seen pictures of the built up Qatari Spit when he was over at Telford, and he just posted some pictures. And he was saying that
Yeah, they've been around on
absolutely
the line.
gorgeous.
Yeah, it is it's a stunning kit. I've got one on order, so just waiting to when it finally gets into my grubby hands and I can give a on the bench preview.
And there was some people actually writing in poo-pooing that it was not the best kit they'd ever seen, but they were only doing that based on pictures they'd seen on the internet.
Yeah,
And most of the pictures that you've seen on social media aren't the best pictures anyway.
No, you got to wait till you got it in your hands
Yeah, I know.
and start taking bits off the sprue and seeing how it looks.
Yeah. Thanks very much for that. Ryan Hotzell writes in photos from the annual Props, Jets and Rotors display, which is held every year, Chinese flu permitting, at the South Australian Aviation Museum. He came away with a trophy for the Best Iron Curtain collection. And
Well, show us the picture, Dave.
well,
If you can click on it.
I'm trying to click on it, but
There
it's
we go.
having some
Something's
difficulty.
happening.
And the one about what's so good about this particular show, Props, Jets and Rotors, is that because it's held at the museum, all the modelling tables are right underneath the wings of like a caribou and the other sort of stuff that is there. And I'm just seeing to
There's some
see.
nice kits. Yeah. There's some really nice
I'm just
builds.
trying to get down to the one that he's showing the best, which I can't quite see. There's quite a lot of photos there for us to actually go through and flick at and have a look at. Well, thanks, mate. I really appreciate you sitting there.
Yeah, we'll have a good look at that later.
Yeah. Now, some interesting news that popped up is that
From Andy Roach.
Well, not just Andy. I think Sprue Brothers also. They're all getting their hands on the unsold Wingnut Wings kits, and there's something like a container load.
Yeah,
or
I
two
heard.
container loads heading out
Andy's
to,
hobby headquarters got a container.
Yeah, and also Sprue Brothers.
Ah, yep.
Apparently, they saying they got a container as well. So I'm not sure what quite the news is, whether Andy and the boys from Sprue Brothers are sort of splitting the container between them, or what's going on. But the news
I would
is,
say they'd probably get a container each.
was there two containers of kits sort of sitting
it
around in
wouldn't
New
surprise-
Zealand that wasn't unsold?
Wouldn't surprise me.
So there's going to be some Wingnut Wings kits released very shortly through those two shops. And
Jeez, might be able to get my hands on an SE5A again.
You know what this reminds me of? It's kind of like when someone finds a barn full of like sports cars.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, a barn find.
Yeah, barn find, and everyone's sort of like vying to tell it, you know, sort of divided up between them.
Yes, yes, totally agree.
Yeah. Oh,
Totally
geez.
agree.
Uh,
Oh, yeah, good mate Brad Belshine.
yeah, he's been pestering me. He keeps sending me pictures of all these really sort of lackluster sort of kits that he's building all the time.
That is a really, really interesting Sherman, anti-aircraft Sherman.
Yeah, that's a prototype kind of thing that don't
Yeah.
work anywhere, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he writes in a great show report from the ACT. Here's a few of my latest. You boys really need to come to the Amps Nats. But anyway, say hi to Ian and Julian.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, Brad.
Yeah.
There's some nice. He's done some nice work there.
Yeah, he did. Don't get a big head. Don't say that.
He deserves it. He's our buddy.
Yeah, we spent a little bit of time drinking beers at what was that place we went to?
Oh, the first night.
Hooters.
Oh, Hooters.
that's
Yeah,
right,
yeah. Hooters. Yeah. Yeah, we had a great night that night with him and our good friend Mark Box.
Yeah.
We had such a good night. They really looked after us.
They did.
They did. They're great hosts.
Alex Caretti
Or Carrot.
writes in, hi Dave, Ian and Julian. You've mentioned a few times that right now 72nd scale having its moment in the spotlight, mainly thanks to some incredible kits being put out by manufacturers such as Armour Hobby and Modelsfit. As somebody who exclusively builds in 72nd scale, I'm loving the fact that this scale is now getting attention from manufacturers who are giving larger scale kits a run for their money in terms of detail. So this got me thinking, when, if ever, are we going to see some decent quality injection moulded airliner kits in 72nd scale? I've read the argument 72nd scale is still too large for airliner models. However, I've also read the counter argument that short and medium haul airliners in 72nd scale would be comparable to the size of modern fighter jets in 35th scale, of which there are plenty on the market.
And 32nd, yeah.
Would love to know your thoughts. Sincerely, somebody who's considering dropping $500 plus on a multimedia RAAF KC-30A tanker in 72nd scale. Don't consider doing it, Alex. Just drop that cash right
Yeah,
now.
that's it. Yeah, do it. But no, I see. I reckon, yeah, some large 72nd scale airliners, they'd probably sell.
Well, can't you get the P8 Poseidon in 72nd
Yeah,
scale?
but you want, I'm talking like airliners, like 737s, Dreamliners, and all that sort of stuff.
See, I had a
Because they're
comment.
not going to be much bigger than like a 32nd scale B-17 or a
I was
Lancaster
in a
or something like
discussion about airliner kits last night.
Yeah.
And, I just don't think the sales are really there to really properly
that.
support
Oh,
it.
you're not going to sell
And
as many
I
as you are
think-
for military kits, no.
And it's easy for people like us who don't build them to sort of make fairly uneducated
but
comments.
being on a
over-
fair few aeroplanes lately, you can weather them.
Yeah. But see, the thing is, right, I think that if a company is going to get into airliner kits, they would have more success doing older airliners from like the 70s and 60s and things like that. Because a lot of the modern current day airliners are kind of meh.
I reckon.
They're very
I see
samey.
your point, and I reckon like a 72nd scale Connie would do quite well.
Yes, I made that same point,
Yeah.
actually.
Constellation that would do really well, and it's the same as some of those old, what are they, DC9s or whatever they were. They're quite eclectic.
Yeah.
A 72nd scale Ed Force 1 would be something I'd probably buy.
But see, if the kit manufacturers were really clever, they would do some of the ones with two kits in one box. So you could do it either as an airliner or you could do it as the an Air Force version of it, either as a tanker or as a VIP.
Yep.
Or as a what's another, the P8 might be a bit hard because you get to do the stuff underneath. But still, the point is,
yeah.
and I'm with you. I don't think it's too large of a scale to do airliners in that scale.
72nd? No,
I
not
mean, we've
at all.
seen Hercules come out in 72nd scale.
Correct.
It's not that overly large in
No.
comparison to 35th scale.
Geez, you can get a 72nd scale B52.
Yes, you can. And it leads itself better to the weathering as well.
Yeah.
Whereas 1/144 scale, I think you're really sort of struggling to get that weathering in.
Yeah,
that
especially
scale.
getting to scale. Yeah, to scale weathering. Yeah.
Still
But
interesting
that's-
discussion. And
yeah.
Alex, you should drop an email to that whiskey sipping, hayseed, porch sitting Kentucky Dave, because he's also an exclusive 72nd scale builder as well.
Yeah.
So you could find a kindred spirit over there.
Mm.
Anyway.
No, I like what he says.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
good.
very interesting. Rightio. Do we have any more? Oh, do we have any more? Still rolling on. Jeremy writes in, thank you. What did I send a reply to him? Sorry. It was Jeremy Diamond, who's become our latest supporter of On the Bench. So
Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you very much for that. It was me just writing to him so I could get his sticker to him.
Yes.
Because every Patreon supporter gets a On the Bench sticker. Mark.
Dormus.
Thank you. I was going to say Dormouse. But
No.
No, Dormus.
all right. Hi, guys. Thanks for reading my letter back in episode 150. Well, look at you, Mark. Get another letter read out in
Yeah.
episode 152. I'm still blushing over the mostly unreserved praise for my Revell 1/72 Spad.
That wasn't deserved. That was a good build.
It was my only second attempt at rigging a World War I biplane. I've got a lot to learn. No, you do not. Let me tell you that right now.
You're doing well.
Also, thanks to the call out for Hobbyco QVB. I received the recommendation from a couple of other sources, as well as Northern Beaches Hobby Centre in Manly. Unfortunately, I couldn't make the schedule work to make it to the North Beaches, but I did get a chance on Saturday to wander around Sydney, where I finally found Hobbyco. It was well worth the trip.
It's a big joint.
The quality and variety of kits was beyond anything I've seen in a mixed hobby store. I mean, it was like 3 to 4 times the number of kits as any shop in the US. And it wasn't just planes and cars. There were almost as many ships and armour as cars and planes. And the Gundam stock dwarfed all the other varieties. Wow, just wow, what a shop. One of my goals in visiting the shop was to buy a 72nd Spitfire in RFF markings. I thought for sure I'd seen it on their stock list, but couldn't find any on the shelf. I was certain I'd seen the Hasegawa Italeri F35 and the Hasegawa FA18F Super Hornet also on the list. This time I asked a girl at the computer, and she confirmed that they didn't have either in stock.
Oh, no.
But they were available at other stores. Then my Eagle Eye travelling partner scoped out a Hasegawa USAF F35A with the added RWF decals. Score! Apparently, our local distributor upgrades the kits by adding Aussie decals before they tape them shut, which is a great idea. And we do find that mostly, don't we? We get a lot of Aussie decals.
Yeah, they got like a little sticker on the box.
Mark goes on, he said he had a great time down under, and he did his bit to keep Australia green by spending way too
Good on
much.
him.
Enjoying the podcast, keep up the great work. And Mark, continue those fantastic World War I builds. I'm still blown away that you did that in 72nd scale.
Too true.
Please post a picture on our new page, which is On Your Bench, and share it with all our other listeners. They will be equally blown away as we were. Martin Henney writes in, hi, I have done a program about modelling. Have you done a program about modelling for those of us who are less skilled, i.e. newer or younger? I'm the first of those three. Something about top tips and basic skills would be great. The show that you guys produce is very entertaining, and I love the interaction between all of you. Keeps me smiling in the car. Mm-hmm. Dorset is the home of the world-famous Tank Museum. A couple of years ago, they showed me and Dad around a visiting JS3 tank. Dad was a gunner on the Conqueror, but had never seen a JS3 up close. And apparently his dad appears in Tank Chat's video, and also there's a still photo of the Conqueror and the crew. Keep up your good work. That's from Martin.
Yeah.
Have we've never done one on?
Well, we might have done like
we've sort of circled around the sinkhole.
I think we've done like basic modelling skills or something once, did we?
So many episodes I've lost track.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It might be a case of yes, we have covered that, just not in the last 50 or 60 episodes or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll be something we can look doing in the next few episodes anyway.
Oh, gee, I've got so much on. We've got so much coming up.
But we'll keep it in the list.
Well, we'll keep it in the list, Martin, and thank you very much for your suggestion.
All you need is like a fishbowl, Dave, and we can just like write things on little pieces of paper and throw it in there. And then, when we're got one of those episodes where there's no one to get on and nothing immediate to talk about, we can just fish one out of those out.
This to be a game that adults played back in the 70s. No, I won't go into that. That's to do with car keys. That's to do with car keys.
Are you delving into your dark past?
No. Now, I reached out to our good friend Tony from Horizon Models.
Oh, yeah.
And he recently heard our podcast about our trip to Australian Capital Territory. And apparently there are some multiple new research projects that are in the research stage, and there are 2 that are in development. But that's all that Horizon Models have got to say so far. But once there is some more news, he will definitely be coming on the podcast to have a chat to us.
Oh, fantastic.
So Tony does some great kits at Horizon Models. He does the early real space stuff in 72nd scale, Atlas and Mercury stuff, which is really, really super cool.
Lovely looking kits.
Yep. So I'm really excited to hear.
And you did quite well with them at Scale ACT too, didn't you, Dave? Yeah.
Clean sweep in real space.
Yeah. That's right. Well done.
Oh, well. It just depends on the day and what other kits are entered. Although there was a few kits in that category, so it wasn't too bad.
It wasn't too bad. Clean sweep. It wasn't too bad.
Oh, jeez. Callum McGee writes in the shipbuilding episode, Ian talked about putting a drop of base colour into clear coats.
Yes.
I did this on my flight deck of the USS Wasp LHD-1, and the results are awesome.
It does work, doesn't it?
One drop of Tamiya German grey in satin varnish, followed by another coat of a light red-brown in satin varnish, concentrated at the both ends and the centre line of the deck line decals. Thank you, Ian.
You're welcome.
So-
Show us some pictures.
Well, there are. He has posted a couple of pictures there,
Pictures,
but it's the quality's not that great. So, Ian, what does putting just a drop of the base colour of the overall kit into like the final sort of satin varnish or
to
matte
me,
varnish?
it ties everything together. So you don't because you've always got contrasting colours, and you'll find that one colour, no matter how well you do, is going to jump out.
Yep.
Whereas I find by putting a drop of the most prominent colour into your final clear coat, puts that slight, it's like a haze, but the ultra finest of haze, and it just basically just blends everything together. So your whites are no longer jumping out at you. They're still white, but they're not like jumping off the kit. And same with other colours. So it tones the colours down a bit and blends the colours more together, so it's more pleasing to the eye.
I took a leaf out of your book, but I did it slightly different for one of my tanks and one of my World War I's French tank, the Saint-Chamond. And the overall colour was a light tan. And I thinned the tan down to about 10% paint to 90% thinner, and just did a very light spray couple of times over the whole thing, and it just desaturated it.
Yeah.
And gave that sort of blending into all the other colours that are on there.
Yeah, and everything, you don't realise until you've done it that it just changes the whole look of the kit.
Yeah, it does. It's. You're right. You don't think that something so small and minor is going to have such a major change on the finished product, but it does. Yeah,
you got to be a bit careful with it, because it's the kind of thing where if your lighting isn't quite good, you can't see it, and then when you put it in different lighting, you'll see it too much, you know.
Yeah, that's why you only put like one drop. It's,
Yep.
it's basically you're just putting like the ever so slightest tint.
Yeah, but even if you just put one drop, all it takes is like one too many coats, and then you've doubled
Well,
your effectiveness, right?
I
So
only,
you
I
gotta
only
be
usually
careful.
use it for 2 coats maximum.
Mm.
I don't go any further. It's my final tithing together coat.
Yeah.
Once that coat's done, it's finished. Besides maybe gluing the undercarriage on or something.
See, and I chose to do it earlier in case I wanted to do any more sort of work, which you still could have done if I had have done it the overcoat with the
like I do it even after
flat.
I've finished weathering. Once I've
Yeah.
weathered and everything,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that nothing's
That way it
nothing
desaturates your
and
weathering as well.
nothing particular on that kit's going to colour wise jump out at you. It's all going to look more natural.
But the trick is just one drop, not even a full drop. Really, it really needs to be
Yeah.
sort of really,
Like you put the drop in, you mix it in with your clear, and you go, "Did I put any in there?"
yeah. That's the point you almost wanted.
Yeah.
That, yeah. All right, very good. Well, thanks for writing in,
No worries, Callum.
Callum.
Yeah, glad we
That's,
got help.
terrific. And did I read that one out? No, I haven't. Sorry. Andrew Armstrong writes in. Good morning, guys. Really enjoyed the Scale ACT episode. Sounds like you had a great time, which we did.
Yes.
I found the interview with Peter Higgins extremely interesting and informative. I've always been interested in the age of sail and wooden ships. Aside from modelling, my other expensive hobby that takes up all my time is sailboat racing.
Ooh.
I'm the bowman on a J44, which is a 44-foot racing sailboat built back in the 1990s. Listening to Peter talk about rigging, shaping the planks, and finding the correct blocks sounded challenging and rewarding. I was thinking I might have to give it a try one day. 2 days later, a full catalogue of wooden ships shows up on. So tell me, Fairy Podfather, is that a sign? Well, yes,
yes.
Andrew Armstrong, it is indeed.
And is that the Victory?
It's got
Cutaway?
the cutaway version of the Victory, which is a 1:98 scale.
Yeah, I
wooden
used to have
model.
that.
You really got to.
That is-
It's important. I like how they've got in that magazine. They've got the actual dimensions of the finished model there.
Yeah,
because you really need to pay attention to that.
exactly.
You're going to end up with like this gigantic thing you can't put anywhere.
But as
easily.
modelers, do we really think of that?
No.
I know I don't. Ooh,
Andrew, I'm going to have to
it's
reach
sharp.
out to you and get a copy of that catalogue because it looks really good.
I know you got Dave going now.
Oh,
Dave, you might be voting. You know, working with wood's not like working with plastic.
I know, but this catalogue looks like it's like about 100 pages thick, and who doesn't like a good model catalogue?
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, I'm going to hang on to Andrew's email and send him one. So thanks, mate.
That's good.
All right, I think I have just about got everybody. Yes, I have, and that leaves us just with the Falcon, of course, is written in. But I think before we might have a read of what the Falcon's got to say, we might have a break, and we'll be back. What do you reckon, guys? Reckon?
Sounds like a good idea.
All right, back very shortly. Whether you build aircraft, armour, ships, science fiction, cars or figures, the Fine Scale Modeler magazine provides the how-to information you need to take your modelling to the next level. In each issue of Fine Scale Modeler, you'll find clear how-to features on model assembly and finishing written by experts, reviews of the hottest model kits and products, tips and techniques for assembling, painting and finishing, as well as inspiring photos of readers' models. To find out how you can get your copy of Fine Scale Modeler, go to www.finescale.com. Okay, and we're back, and while we're having that short break, I forgot to mention that the joke that Mike from Kentucky sent us about our being a radio show. He chose 92.1 FM. And interestingly, there is a 92.1 FM in Madison, Wisconsin, which happens to be the IPMS show for 2024, which I'm planning on going to.
Oh, there you go.
So how's that?
Is that a coincidence or?
Oh, I think it's coincidence. Mike's not that clever.
Burn.
And while I'm talking about other podcasts, don't forget to go to modelpodcast.com to have a look at the full range of modelling podcasts that are out there. There's some fantastic other shows
They're great entertainment.
that we'd love you also to listen to and support as well. And if you know somebody from your modelling club who is not aware or has never listened to a podcast before, just tell them about us.
Yeah.
And word of mouth, we find, is the biggest way that our show is gaining popularity. So tell them about us, and also show them exactly how to get podcasts on their phones as well.
It's a great way to listen to them while you're on your bench.
It is
working
indeed.
away.
It is indeed. All right, the Falcon has written in, and because it has been such a break, there is a huge amount of news. The Falcon writes in, "Hi Dave, Ian and Julian. Since the last kit report, 2 big modelling shows have taken place, and there was a bit of news from both of them. Scale Model World Telford in the UK saw Hong Kong models announcing a 32nd scale Douglas A20G Havoc. Careful inspection of the mock-up parts revealed that the Hong Kong models must be planning further variants. There were parts for early A20s and the RAF Boston. In further good news, HK Reps said that the A20 will be downscaled to 148 and that kit is planned for release in 2023. And I do believe that Chris Meddings from Sprue Cutters Union has got his hands on
a pre-production one.
Yeah.
And the photos I've seen of it, it is amazing. They've really gone the whole hog on this kit.
They certainly have.
Do you have an A20 in your stash?
I have an A20. I've got the old AMT one with the Red Ruse full conversion to turn it into an Australian. Plus a heap of photo etch and resin, and I'm looking at it going, oh yeah, all lovely, 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 and then finding out that, yeah, there's going to be a more modern version of it coming out. So
time to ditch it.
Yeah, all those $100 odd worth of accessories I've spent on it.
See, that'll teach you to not build it as soon as you buy it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's shame. I'm like a bowerbird.
DBMK announced a new addition to their lineup, a 132nd scale Hawker Sea Fury.
Ooh.
DBMK haven't actually produced any kits at this point, but have a 48 scale Supermarine Scimitar and a 32nd scale de Havilland Hornet and Sea Hornets in preparation. DBMK said that they will only ever kit subjects where they can LiDAR scan a real example, and they don't intend on going head-to-head with major manufacturers on popular subject matters. So we won't be seeing a 48 scale P51D from them anytime soon.
Fair enough.
And of course, Qatari models were displaying a fully finished example of this 32nd scale Spitfire Mark 1 late version, and they announced that they'll be releasing an early version of the Mark 1 and the Mark 5A. The other show held in the past month was Tamiya's Hobby Fair. The only announcement of note from that show, Tamiya announced an all-new 48 scale M8 howitzer gun motor carriage.
If only they'd redo that in 35th scale. That is such a cool looking little thing.
Yeah, you hear 48 scale to me and you get a bit excited, but it turns out to be armour, not aircraft. It's a bit disappointing,
For some.
says the Falcon. Whatever, I'm sure it'll be a nice kit, and 48 scale armour guys will be happy.
Definitely.
I believe that, I'm not sure if it was announced at that particular show, but for car guys, the Nissan 400Z is being produced by Tamiya.
Okay.
I think it's already on sale now. I think only just. Not that any of you guys care.
No. Aircraft news not from the two shows just mentioned above. AMP are working on a 48 scale kit of the FIPA Beta 200 helicopter. Another wild and wacky looking design most of us has never heard of. No doubt about it, AMP are crazy brave with their subject choices. Some of the time AMP do something more mainstream. Their 48 scale kit of their Sikorsky H19 Chickasaw is on pre-sale at some retailers. So not long to await before you can fondle the plastic. Price apparently is going to be around €33. Micro Muse 72nd scale Martin B-51 jet bomber is also close to release. It's expected to retail for around €36. It seems like a long time ago now, but Meng announced their own 35th scale kit of the AH-64D Apache Longbow helicopter. It'll be interesting to see how it compares to the Takem offering. It was really interesting that both, these are fairly good kit producers, and it's interesting that both of them at the same time or within a very short time of each other announced that they're both going to be doing an Apache.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, if you've been working on yours and then someone else's announces theirs just before yours is ready, you kind of have to put it out there immediately so that you're in contention. Otherwise, people will buy theirs and then not have a reason to buy yours, right?
Yeah. Speaking of the Takem 35th scale Apache, will initially appear in two guises: the standard AH-64E boxing with US markings and a limited edition boxing Ease of the World with markings for South Korean Army, Qatar Emiri Air Force, the Saudi Arabian National Guard and Indonesian Army. I didn't know the Indonesians had Apaches. Both kits are planned for release in December 2022.
That's not far away.
And before I forget, says Falcon, Takem have announced another new 35th scale helicopter kit. This time it's going to be a Soviet MIL Mi-28N Havoc.
Oh, interesting.
Aviatik, the people who are probably best known for their beautiful World War I lozenge decals, have shown a 3D print test shot of their new 32nd scale kit of the, how do you pronounce that? False D8 fighter. The kit is in its final form, will be a multimedia affair with resin, photo etch and 3D printed parts. They are looking into the possibility of producing the flying surfaces in injection plastic, and of course there will be a set of lozenge decals. The price is expected to be in the, holy crap, the price is expected to be in the £175 to £200 range plus shipping. If you're interested in the kit and have recently won the lottery, pop over to Aviatik website and register your interest.
That's an expensive kit.
I wonder whether, yeah. I mean, we know.
I don't know. Is it? Because, I mean, you think about it'd be 32nd scale, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on par with the wing nut wing stuff that goes these days, is it?
No. Oh, what? Well, yes, it's on par with what the wing nut wing stuff sells for today, but that's because
The scarcity.
they're not making them anymore.
Yeah.
Which might actually drop now that two major companies have got their hands on containers.
Yeah, but those containers are, again, finite resource.
Yeah.
So once they go, that's it.
Yeah, price will pop up again. Price will drop once they're available, and they'll pop up again when they're not
Yeah, but
available.
it's because of that sets the standard for that realm, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but dude, modeling's not supposed to be a speculative, investment sport. It's supposed to be to buy and hoard.
Yeah. And occasionally build.
Occasionally, yes. Flyhawk will release a new variant of their 72nd scale Dauntless dive bomber. The new boxing will be in SBD2.
Oh, an early version.
The kit will come with a bonus paint mask and sagged tyres, a comprehensive decal set showcasing the very attractive early US markings, the ones with the Hinamaru in the centre. The 124th scale Airfix Spitfire Mark
9C.
Thank you, has been released. People who have the kit seem pretty pleased with it. The strangely shaped wide cannon bulges spotted in CAD renders haven't been changed, but apparently aftermarket correction parts are already being prepared. There are parts on the sprues for other Spitfire variants, notably the Mark 8, so we may see further 24th scale kits of Spitfires from Airfix in the future.
There you go.
You got anything to say on this, Julian?
No.
To celebrate the 80th anniversary of the Guadalcanal battles, Armour Hobby will release a special 72nd scale double boxing Cactus Air Force. In the box, you will find a Grumman F4F4 Wildcat and a Bell P39D/P400 Air Cobra. As well as the usual sprues and decals, you get paint masks and 3D printed parts.
Oh, nice. That's not a bad little offering.
Oh, yeah. Armour have postponed their release of their 72nd scale P51 Mustang so they can concentrate on their 48 scale Hurricane Mark II-C kit. The Hurricane is planned for release in the first quarter of 2023.
Oh, that'd be worth looking at.
As we spoke about before, Wings kits have become available again, albeit briefly. Several model retailers have received or are soon to receive the last stock from the Wingnut warehouses. It may be your last chance to get one of these coveted kits, so don't delay. Good news is the prices are close to the original retail prices, not the crazy prices that we see on eBay. There you go. I think it's going to be interesting to see what kits are actually available.
Yeah.
And, it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna laugh really hard if it's that Gotha bomber thing that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna laugh really hard if it's the whole bunch of those.
People have been paying stupid prices for those.
Yeah, it's the least desirable, isn't it?
Oh, you mean the W1, whatever it was, or W3, whatever it was, the Wacky Races
The Wacky
version.
Races version, yeah.
I don't know. All I know is the way I see it. It's like, why would you buy any of those great big things when you can just buy the?
I'd just be curious
The fighters.
what would ever happen with the Handley Page 0400 or 0400.
Because they had test shots, did they not?
Yeah, so obviously they've got the mould somewhere.
One of the moulds are in China, much
more
like
likely.
the Lancaster moulds.
Yeah, border.
Interesting.
Doesn't matter
No.
because I mean,
It'd be a huge kit.
Yeah, it would be.
yeah, exactly. But who's going to be interested in it? I mean,
People would be. There'd be someone.
yeah,
out
it'd
there.
be a handful. But it's not like it carries the notoriety of the Lancaster.
Well, it was the version of the basically it was the First World War's Lancaster, in my opinion.
Anyway, Copper State Models have cut the moulds for their 32nd scale Bristol Scout. Probably won't be out before the end of the year, but look out for it in early 2023.
Oh, nice.
So Copper State Models are really going from strength to strength, aren't
They
they?
are, yes.
The new Revell 132nd scale Hawker Hurricane 2B will be available in December 2022, just in time for Christmas. Revell released pictures of a test shot which resulted in a massive Facebook pile-on. The kit was a disgrace. The ring dihedral was completely wrong and the cockpit detail was appropriate for a 72nd scale kit. Another Revell disaster. Well,
Wait, keep going. Keep going.
but what a difference a week makes. The kit designer, noted modelling personality Radu Brinzan, posted a photo proving that the wing dihedral was in fact correct. Another full build of the model on hyperscale showed a cockpit with perfectly acceptable details. Now the Facebook Pitchfork and Flaming Torch Brigade have decided that Revell Hurricane is actually pretty good and everybody wants one. Don't you love a happy ending?
Yes, we do.
I got to say, the 72nd scale Revell V2 is one of the finest kits I've built. I reckon it's really good.
Well, Revell does, in my opinion, Revell occasionally pops out a really nice kit.
That's it. You use the word occasionally.
Well,
They can be a bit hit
the
and
older
miss
stuff's
sometimes.
very hit and
Yeah,
miss.
yeah.
But the newer stuff seems to be pretty decent.
Well, it does. I mean, and that 72nd scale rendition of the V2 was a more recent one.
I remember the
And,
Schnellboat I built, the 72nd scale
Yeah.
Schnellboat. That was a beautiful kit to build. I enjoyed it. And I'm actually looking forward to building, I know it's an older boxing, but from what I've seen, the Fletcher class looks pretty good.
See, I don't think I've ever built a Revell kit in recent memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buildings, you modeler snub.
Well, it's not like they're sort of the kit distribution is sort of all over the place, and somehow none of it lands on anything I'm interested in.
yeah.
And even if it does, like it's sort of like, oh, really, Revell do that kit?
But Revell do a
Well-
lot of cars, though, so I'm
Yeah,
surprised
but
there
they're all
isn't one
cars
there.
that I don't give a crap about.
like BMWs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
BMWs, and they did, apparently like their Jaguar E-Type is good, but I've got no interest in a Jaguar E-Type.
Interesting, they do a lot of modern truck stuff too, which is for the truck builders out
Oh
there.
yeah, trucks. Yeah, I build trucks. No, I don't. Yeah, they do, and like whenever they do a subject that I have an interest in, there's always a kid that does it better, you know. So I don't know. I was just with this. To be honest, I'm in the same place with Italeri, but I've at least built one Italeri kit because nobody else makes those Italian planes, right?
Who wants to?
Airfix did once upon a time. They did a couple of Italian ones.
In what, 72nd scale?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, whatever.
No, I think it was even in 76 scale, I think, from memory.
76.
Ew.
Okay, back to the Falcon.
Back to the Falcon.
He says the Hurricanes keep coming. Hobby Boss have just released, in China only, a 48 scale Hurricane Mark 1. We haven't seen the kit yet, but Hobby Boss have shown CAD renders, and they are, quite frankly, shocking. Shocking in that Hobby Boss seem to have actually got it right. People need to see the plastic before any real judgments can be made after careful study of the CAD renders. Hurricane Mavens are saying this looks to be a very accurate kit. Might even be, sucking my big deep breath, might even be the best 48 scale Hurricane. Yeah, a Hobby Boss kit. I can't believe it either.
Be interesting to see.
Wait, who
But
else?
hang on, he says, though, it's not all good news, though. It certainly wasn't the A-team who researched the marketing options. You'll be looking for aftermarket decals.
Hey.
Wait, who else does a 48 scale Hurricane Mark 1?
Oh, I don't know.
Don't know. I'm trying
One
to
of them's
think.
Airfix.
Well, Hasegawa.
Yeah, you don't want Hasegawa.
I know I've built one.
Then there's the FX one, which I built. Not
I
long ago.
didn't mind the Hasegawa. The only thing that really peed me off about the Hasegawa boxing was the wing to fuselage joint. Should have been brought forwards. They should have had a step in there that went forwards about 3 or 4 mil, so you didn't have to try, because they had it. The joint was going through the fabric, the bottom
Oh,
fabric.
yeah,
so,
yes. Yeah.
No.
So you had to like putty it, and being Hasegawa, it doesn't have the world's greatest wing joint, so
Yeah.
you've got to put a bit of putty there, and then try and sculpt it back into shape.
Well,
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun.
speaking of Hasegawa, good news is Hobby 2000 are reboxing Hasegawa's 48 scale F8E Crusader. It's going to be in 2 limited edition boxings will be on offer. MiG Killers and US Marines.
Oh, nice.
And final note on aircraft, Meng's 48 scale kit of the Douglas F4G Phantom 2 will soon be joined by the F4E version. It's slated for release in January 2023. Apart from the plastic, the kit comes with a metal pitot tube, stainless steel, photo etch and paint masks, and there will be 3 marking
I
options.
don't like stainless steel photo etch. The stuff's
That's
hard to work. Yeah, it's hard. It's
It's all right if you want to maintain
structural integrity.
Yeah.
and doesn't flex too much, but
Yeah.
it's difficult to bend. Yeah.
Yeah.
You won't be able to do the Australian version because the Australian version is an F4EJ, I think, off the top of my head.
I thought it was an E.
No,
So
the
many
EJ.
Phantoms, man. There's so many 48 scale
But I
Phantoms.
thought
on
I
the
always thought
market.
J was the Japanese one. F4J was
J for
the
Japanese.
No,
Come on,
they
man.
were, yeah.
Look, if there are any aficionados
right,
out
but-
there,
I'm pretty
who
sure it's an
can-
F4E what we had.
Yeah, I know, but I thought it was the F4EJ.
Oh,
version.
EJ.
EJ, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm sure people are right and be able to tell us.
It's got a jet motor, so really my knowledge is pretty skewed on those things.
It's got a jet motor.
Back in my day.
The Falcon moves on to military vehicles. Not a vehicle, but it is military. ICM will release a 32nd scale SGRW-34 World War II German mortar with 4 crew figures.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
They will also be selling a paint set dedicated to the kit. Oh, that scares me. You always worry when you see a paint set come with it. IBG will soon release their 35th scale Panzer II OS FA2. There will be a standard release and a special limited edition with a mini art figure set and brass gun barrels. IBG have a new boxing of the 35th scale Polish 7 TP tank, Panzerkampfwagen 7 TP 731 brackets P, close brackets 70p tank in German service.
Well, there's a mouthful.
Well, I'm sure that the tank aficionados will know exactly what I just said. Further information on 72nd scale Vespid model Centurion Mark 5/1 Royal Australian Armoured Corps Vietnam version. 2 versions of the kit will be available, the standard kit and the deluxe edition. The standard kit is quite comprehensive and comes with plastic parts, metal barrel, photo etch and steel tow cables. And the deluxe edition adds 3D printed canvas mantlet cover into the mix. Combat armour models, adding another variant of the Vickers 6-ton tank to their collection. It is the Vickers 6-ton Alt-B late production for Bulgaria, Thailand and the UK. The kit comes with full interior, including the engine and transmission.
That's pretty comprehensive.
Now, that little Vickers 6-ton, that's the one with the machine guns, wasn't it?
I think so. I've got a CAMS kit.
Do you?
Yeah.
What they like?
I haven't built it, but it looks pretty nice in the box. It's the Netherlands East Indies Air Force. Netherlands East Indies Army, whatever. Dutch one.
I can't remember if this is the vehicle, but I think it's the one with
the amphibious tank
with
that I got.
Oh, okay. I think the Vickers 6-ton. I can't remember if it's Vickers. It's one of the Vickers ones, but and I know it's made by CAMS. It's got like the suspension where it's 2 springs, one inside the other.
Oh, right.
And so they give you metal springs for that.
Oh, cool.
Well,
because there's no other way to.
Let's have a very quick look. It is what I think it is.
It might be no, it's not the one I'm thinking of because it's got bogie suspension, not the kind of suspension I was thinking of, where it's got wheels.
So it's got the twin turrets.
Wheels.
Some of them do.
Huh. What an ugly tank. No. It's
a kind of early-ish tank, isn't it?
Yeah.
Early World War II-ish tank, like super early. Or between the wars, maybe? I don't know. One of there, somewhere there.
Okay. From the Falcon continues, and now for a month's worth of Trumpeter and Hobby Boss announcements and releases. Trumpeter in 72nd scale, the M1142 Striker Engineer Squad Vehicle with LNMR Mine Roller. A 135th scale Russian 9P149 launching vehicle of the ATGM system. And he got a missile. And a 1/16th Stug 3 OS-G late production in
2-in-1 kit.
Yeah. From Hobby Boss, 72nd scale, 152mm Dana something or other. It must be an artillery piece, sure.
Yeah, those Dana. Yeah, they're the truck.
A 35th scale LKW 10-ton mill GL truck. 135th scale M1070 dump truck. And a 35th scale Jagdtiger Heinkel production.
Heinkel production.
Hopefully it wasn't too painful. Well, it was, sorry to say. Finally, it appears that Minicraft have shut up shop. Oh, there has been no official announcement, but distributors have said they can no longer find or supply Minicraft products. Possibly Minicraft are changing their whole distribution set, but people in the know seem to think that's the end. So hopefully someone will pick up the moulds. At least for the civilian aviation subjects anyway. And that's it this month from the Falcon. Of course, he closes on a sad note. Minicraft gone.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, Minicraft did some great 1/144 scale kits.
Every time I hear about them, I just hear that they're diabolical kits.
Yeah, but they're
the kind of kits that people recommend to people like me and say, oh, you should build one of these. This will put hair on your chest kind of thing, you know?
It'll make a man out of there.
Oh, that's quite funny. Well, thank you very much, Falcon. And, of course, if you have any questions and, indeed, you want to write into us, you can do so by sending us an email to onthebench64@gmail.com. We love getting emails from all of our listeners. And also, don't forget our new group page, which is On Your Bench. Just do Google search and do a search in Facebook, and you should find it. If you don't, drop us an email or direct message, and we'll make sure that you get on. Gentlemen.
New stuff. All right.
New stuff.
Vargas.
Vargas.
bring out a Vickers Mark 1.
Oh, okay.
Looks pretty good.
Yep.
Off something I found out, I have always been a lover of Guns premium paints.
Yes.
I've had someone order at my local hobby shop and was informed on Thursday that they've been informed by the distributor that Guns premium clears are no longer in production.
Okay.
So there's a good chance, from what they're saying, is they're going into a different different product.
Right.
So which are the premium ones? They're part of the Aqueous line.
Yes.
Was that the UV?
No.
No.
No, it's just
No,
a
no,
standard
no.
Guns Mr.
That's Mr. Hobby.
Mr. Hobby.
Yeah,
premiums. Premium flat, premium clear, and premium semi-gloss.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in the Aqueous range, the ones that start with a H, like
Right.
H2, H11.
Yep.
And they're indiscernible. Apart from like some small text that say premium on it, you can't really tell the difference.
But I always like using them. So now it's on to the GX.
GX! Get on the GX
Get
train,
on the
man.
GX chain. So, I had to purchase a few pots of those on Thursday.
Terrific.
So what
Speaking of which, hang on. There's a story that Ian told us while we we're having breakfast about the local hobby shop, and you've now become a what?
Oh, tier 1 customer. Hey. Yes.
You have no idea what it means.
I have
do you?
no idea, except I know I'm supposed to be getting a discount.
And Julian said, "What did you say?"
What did I say? I can't
Oh, he
remember.
said, "Yeah." When Ian walks through, they go, "Oh, here comes the whale."
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. They start rubbing their hands as soon as his blue car parks out the front. And like,
Yeah, they go. Yeah, they have epileptic fits. They go, "Oh God, I'm gonna make my monthly sales."
Lunch is on me, boys. You know, that kind of thing.
Here he comes.
Oh, jeez. Every hobby shop has to have a whale.
They do.
And
You got to support your local hobby shop.
Oh, you do,
And it's so
100%.
terrible that it's a 5-minute drive from home.
well, that yeah. doesn't help, does it?
It's so terrible.
Speaking of which, did you see there was a new hobby shop opening? Metro Hobbies.
Metro
opened
Hobbies in Dandenong.
In Dandenong now.
Yeah. Apparently it's quite a small shop.
Still, that
Well,
makes
they start off small, don't they?
Yeah, that makes that must make hobby shops in Melbourne now around 18 hobby shops, not counting Game Workshop.
Whereabouts in Dandenong?
What's it, Cheltenham Road? I think.
Oh,
Shop?
Cheltenham.
I'm not
They're
too
right
sure.
outside the main business district.
Hang on. While you guys talk, I'll Google it.
All right.
I've got nothing to talk about.
You
Except
guys
I
always
opened
talk
up.
about stuff.
I opened up my Mark II. I bought 3 Mark II or Mac II kits,
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
which were the Russian Vostok rockets
How much disappointment?
in 72nd
I
scale.
warned you.
And I actually took them away with me on my most recent deployment. I thought, when I get back to the hotel room, I'll do some modelling. And I can't model while I'm away. I really can't. It's just so tough. The lighting is poor. And I even took a light with me, thinking that it might be poor light. And you get back, I'm so exhausted from working, a 12, 13-hour shift that the last thing I want to do is sit down and try and, rub some plastic.
That's
So-
right, it's plastic. Yeah.
So I had a look and oh, man.
I told you
It
that'd
is.
be the garbage.
Yeah.
You were warned.
I reckon out of the 3 kits, I can probably make 2.
1.5.
No, I can make 2. I reckon I can do a good job. It's going to be.
I know you're going to be hassling out Julian to do some 3D
No,
printing to fix it.
no. I don't think so. And
Man, some of those rockets are like full of plastic. The nozzles are like chockers full of plastic.
I mean the engines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of them maybe I might have to get some aftermarket stuff. But
If you can.
no, it's achievable. I was hoping to have one built ready for
It's
my
like
little expo.
the things look like they've been carved out of soapstone.
Soapstone.
It feels like it too when you're cutting it from the sprue
Exactly.
tree. I'll give you that
Now,
tip.
for those wondering, the new Metro Hobby Store is in 122 Cheltenham Road, Dandenong.
There you go.
Is there really anything out that way to support a hobby shop?
Not really, no.
Like you would want to put it amongst residential.
Yeah, but
sort
it
of,
might
right?
just be. I think it's in walking distance from the train station as well. So
Yeah, it's not too far from the railway station.
because you can either go to Cheltenham Road or when you get off the station, or you can walk across into the central business district
Yeah.
of Dandenong. So,
Yeah. But still, it's Dandenong.
well, good on them for trying.
Yeah.
You just don't know, do you?
Well, that's
And
now,
obviously-
that's now 3 Metro Hobby stores in and around Melbourne.
Yeah.
I reckon they probably would have been better served going a bit further out into the burbs, to be honest.
They might do that in the future.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Obviously,
This,
they've
this,
done-
could be another kick for Hearns. Hearns might throw in a third store now.
Where's their second store?
Hobby Man.
Hobby Man, yeah.
He's owned by Hearns.
Yes, yes. Oh, well, we'll wait and see. You could do one out Ringwood Way, I reckon. You've only got the House of War, and you've got
Yeah, but that whole area is served to, like, our kind of models aren't really popular out that way, are they?
yeah.
I think it's more of a wargaming sort of neighborhood.
No.
Because they've basically got, like, what, 30, 40 years of having Warhammer being sold exclusively in that area?
Well, no.
No?
There used to be a model shop out that way. I'm just trying to think of the name of it. It was years ago. The name will come to me. I'll forget.
No,
I
won't.
remember it.
Was
Anyway,
it the one run by that crazy dude?
That crazy dude, okay.
I remember there was one shop years ago I used to go into, and the rumor was that this dude actually shot someone who broke into his store. But you'd walk in, and this guy would just glare at you and just stare at you and make you feel uncomfortable until you left.
really?
It was like you were encroaching in his own personal domain. All you think of is you're trying to sell stuff, dude. Cut us some slack. Don't just glare at us like every person that walks through the door is a thief.
Anyway.
Yeah, there's some crackers out there.
All right, well, I think that pretty much brings us to the end of the show.
Mm-hmm.
It's been pretty much a show about just talking about other people and kids.
Well, we had to catch up with a whole heap of stuff, didn't we? So
Yeah.
that's what happens when we go away for a
Yes.
fortnight
That's right.
and don't take Julian with us.
Yes.
Aren't you glad? Aren't you glad I didn't
I
come
told you, man. If we
Look,
hadn't
we-
taken you, you'd still be sitting up there because you'd no way you're getting home.
Right.
catch a
There's
Plane.
just no room in the car whatsoever.
We're stuffed and piled in the back seat.
The
Or
boot,
the boot was full.
the
back
boot was
seat-
full with all the radio gear the podcast gear that we travel with.
Oh, that'll teach you not to take such a small car up there.
My car's not that small. It's a
Hatchback.
yeah, but there's plenty of room in the back seat for the kits that we took up.
Yeah, well, I took
the competition.
9 kits with me.
And I took seven.
Yeah.
I took 7.
So we took a fair few kits.
No, I only took 6
Oh.
because one didn't go because it was too
Oh,
didn't make
that's
the
right.
grade.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we just bought lots and lots and lots.
Mm.
Now, are you working on anything today, Dave?
Today, no, I've got some gardening I need to attend to and going out for dinner at a really fancy restaurant tonight. So
Fancy.
that's why I didn't eat much bacon, only had one sausage at breakfast. I'm
Wow, you're pacing yourself,
I'm
eh?
pacing myself for tonight. And it's Tatrio Amelia, and it's apparently a top quality Italian restaurant.
So you're going to have spaghetti.
No.
That's kind of how I think of
the
Italian
chef-
restaurants. Remember, once upon a time, Italian restaurants were
Spaghetti.
the pinnacle of restaurants. Like that was a proper restaurant.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it seems so. It's like, well, can't you make that at
Plaza.
home?
Yeah, that's right. Well, I do.
You two idiots, you think McDonald's is a restaurant.
Oh, no way.
So
That's like going to a
McDonald's-
restaurant and they serve you meat and 2-veg. You know.
Like, on the trip up to Canberra, for breakfast, we stopped off at it'll be the first time I've been to McDonald's for about 4 or 5 years,
yeah,
if not longer.
Macca's,
Yeah. Macca's. Chuckers.
Mickey D's.
Yeah, Chuckers.
It was a nice breakfast.
Oh, yeah, if you like sugar.
It certainly woke us up, and we were up at
Yeah.
4 a.m. So
Yeah.
it's a long
It was,
drive.
it was a good drive. It was
Yeah, it was.
lots of potholes.
So yeah, and Sunday I'm going to devote to some modelling, and
that's
as I said,
my
I'll
plan.
paint that
Yeah.
spaceship.
Well, once I leave here, I've got to do my democratic duty and vote.
You gonna get a democracy
Yeah, I did
sausage?
that before I came here.
Oh, I hate voting.
Did you get a democracy sausage when you voted today?
No, I had to come here.
Was there any sausages on sale?
I didn't see any.
Okay.
I wouldn't trust their sausages anyway.
Why?
Them, well, because they're made by liars.
No, it's not. Ian, it's not the actual political parties that sell the sausages. It is local community groups who are cashing in the
Cashing
fact
in.
that there's a captive
Right.
market going to vote.
Right. Like the Bunnings sausages.
Like a Bunnings sausage,
Yeah, I always
yes.
like the Bunnings sausages.
Well, the democracy sausage is exactly the same, except
they're
you
made by
get it.
the Rotary Club.
Yes, and except you get it when you go to vote. For those international listeners, we've got a state election on this weekend, and Ian's bitching and moaning because he's got to go and vote.
Yeah, because I hate them all.
And whereas Julie and I have already done our democratic duty.
I spent the morning cleaning my windows because I've got a house inspection on Wednesday. And to top it off, I had everything looking spotless. It looked great. Stepped out to go to the podcast, walked around the corner, and there's this big white bird shit in the middle of your front window. It's like,
You know what? It's
You
it's
bastards.
It's your birdie friend.
Yeah.
He's still
getting
no,
back at
he's
you.
gone now. He's gone. I chased him off. He tried to take my eye out. He clipped me in the eyeball with his wing. Left me all with a red eye for about 2 weeks.
Looked like you had pink eye.
Yeah, it was shocking. Little bastard. Flaming muddy. And then I found out today he's got a kid.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a third one. It's like, great. Because I clean the windows, and so what does he do? He comes, because he's an idiot.
With the bird.
Yeah, not me. And he's always like whacking into the windows, going after his own reflection. And
Yeah.
of course, I've just cleaned the windows.
Yeah.
So,
So
now he's just going mad.
Super reflective, yeah.
Yeah, and then he craps all over the windowsill. So you got to bloody scrub that off.
Well, what you do is you get a mirror and you put it on the fence at the other end of your yard, and that way he'll see that and go nuts
Oh,
after
that's
the
a
mirror.
Good idea.
I know.
Can I electrify it?
You can do whatever you want. Just as long as the RSPCA aren't listening to this podcast, you can do whatever you want.
I'll be a low voltage.
It doesn't matter. All right, guys, let's wrap it up. I said that like 10 minutes ago, and we got end up talking about other stuff which wasn't
Yeah.
modelling related, as
Yeah,
usually
so,
happens.
so I won't do any modelling till tomorrow.
All right. Okay, Ian, sign off.
Bye.
Oh, Julian,
I'll see you next time. See you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks indeed. All right, guys, thanks very much for listening. We'll be back in a fortnight. In the meantime, enjoy your modelling. Catch you later. Bye.